Smith now guarding Paul George. George, nice ball fake, springs free.
Move for Paul George, because they're going to chase him off that three-point line. They know he's a terrific shooter. When he puts the ball down, deflection by Terrence Ferguson.
C.J. McCollum so dangerous on the offensive end. George, a series of moves.
That's a pretty good score right there, Paul George.
As I know, there's a truck. There's a truck, and they make the call. George. Oh, my goodness. This is unbelievable right here. What's Jonathan Isaac? There's the bump. Hands up. Goodness. But
number 4. Our first offensive possession of the night for the Thunder, and it's George going to work. And George off the bump. Oh!
Catch and go by George. The bump by Matthews. And shot over the backboard. That's a horse shot.
Reza, just to let him know he's coming at him.
George drives, took a bump on the up. They're not going to use it. George with 5. George drives over Gobert. It's good with 0.8 of a second left. Caliber shot by an MVP candidate. Split into doubles and then over one of the best teardrop.
That one was up there by the shot clock right there, Dave.
That scraped the sky on the way down.
Wow.
You got to think Paul George has to get a touch at some point, and he does. The 3-ball quickly, got it, and one! My George! Paul on the...
Nets can't afford to foul either.
Schroeder to get it into Westbrook. Westbrook over to George. George got the flyby. 3 on the way. He's good!
Paul George has come up huge.
George, they double him on the catch. Timer at 5. Against Brogdon, puts it up, hits it!
3 of his own, so you're in desperate need of a bucket. A little pin down for Paul George. Look at him hide the ball so that the defender can't strip it. And then in the face of...
Shoot a 3. That's the way I'm going to play this. Unless it's a 3 like that.
They're back up 7. Here's George. Had a big first quarter. George with a 3. Adams plays quarterback. Throws it to George. Sends it. Knocks it down. Paul George at the buzzer from the short. George the rebound. A little bit of time here for the Thunder as he will launch it from half court and it.
Foot 6. Westbrook to Adams. Yeah, they wanted to discontinue there for the lead. Paul George right there when they want him. A minute and a half ago, we were looking for...
Look ahead by Schroeder, and then the look up immediately. In the restricted area 2s for Houston.
George splashes home a step back 3.
Oh boy, he just... Is this his... Listen, he's always been a...
12-point advantage, 2 minutes to go, third quarter. George fancy.
Paul George with a lot of sauce and sizzle on that mid-range jump shot. Paul George having a career year.
Be candidate, go to the wood, go to the deck right there. That's, oh, nice play. Nice Paul George.
I'll tell you that the Timberwolves as a team should up the volume, but
fear off the bench for the Pacers. Nifty move. George on the step.
I'm sorry, partner. Just good job by Steve Adams, just challenging that shot.
Step back 3, Paul.
The Thunder just keep chipping away offensively. That's one way right there with the 3-pointer by Paul George.
Well, he is not going to be deterred shooting the basketball.
George off the Harden's greatness.
Four on the 24, George. Count it, Emma!
Especially on screen roll game.
I think he's one of the really underrated big men in this league.
George, sweet move going behind the back. And
Paul George starting to catch fire. Stevenson all over George. Finally draws the foul. Shot with the Pacers. A lot of playoff battles together in Indiana. Sure. Passers in the game. Westbrook leads the NBA in assists. Harden is 5th in the NBA. Is George. And P.J. Tucker believing he was in position.
George, beautiful dribble, drives the paint, hangs, and
Get that off, the balance. He crosses over Chris Middleton, takes some contact, puts it up soft enough. I mean, gets him leaning one way, crosses him over, has to pull the body back. Like
Here's George, puts it on the floor, gets past two guys, stuffs it on the freak.
And Paul George, man, the assertiveness to attack the freak and give him a bucket.
Use the speed. How about Paul George for the two-handed slam?
And all night he's been giving Justin Jackson fits.
And to me, it's the rebounding that's astounding. You know, of course, someone of his talent's going to, as George...
Shot block attempt there by Nerlens Noel.
And just him swiping at the ball forced Sabonis to miss that.
And George!
That's why he was open for that rebound. George weaving through traffic for the...
I mean, you're flat out seeing some amazing athletes go at it tonight.
As George slips his way and throws it down.
Paul George, I mean, this is just beautiful.
3-point chance. George takes it. George in the corner. Got by, goes to the rim.
Touched him. At the end there, it just looked, well, there's a hack on the left.
Look at Paul George too, Mike.
Oh, beautiful.
With the slam. Great execution. On-point delivery.
And it's not part of his job description.
There was no free throw. There was no clear path foul. But what an acrobatic play from Paul George, who got pushed off of it.
Alone in the conversation, of course.
I felt like a lot of young fans, you know, they need to see some of the names on that list.
Yeah.
Karl Malone
putting pressure on the defender and the rim. Nice by Paul George.
And I think, 19,000 agree with me.
George takes the bump. Tough is it to thread passes against this Thunder defense. George, that is an...
Own man move in traffic, the second time making the play.
George goes right at P.J. Tucker. Shot's good. And 2 big free throws. George on the take. George.
You know how when you're suspended, like Westbrook is, it'll be 1/82nd of his salary?
George catches. George drives. Nice step. Bank shot is
12. Shooting 75%. That has pushed the Nuggets to a 5-point lead. George again, same play.
just 5 minutes. Has 9 points already. Hasn't missed. And a high percentage shot in.
Paul George as good as any scorer off the dribble in the league. Breaks down Gobert and what?
Something that you can play and it will get better. He's got treatment. He looks like he's having no problems whatsoever.
George. Morris, he's got 5. George trying to take House off the deck, and that'll count, and the foul. George, great.
105 or more. That was snapped Saturday against Minnesota. Paul George spins back baseline.
About this young rookie. Oh, George trying to slither down low. Triple team.
And learn what you should be doing.
Kyrie Irving missing on both, which is on.
In for Paul George. George works around that big screen set by Steven Adams.
Thunder hit him with a punch and they did not react.
Can we just let that be the conversation? I get it, our job is to wonder about where he's going to be, but for this particular instance, this is just about respect for it.
For the first time in their brief history here in Oklahoma City since the move from...
It's 5 games of the year for Phoenix. George with the step back. George twirls. How about Wiggins and Paul George? We've got 2 guys that are feeling it. Some high-level offense right now. Just the skill of guys like Paul George, Lillard, Westbrook, George falling away.
On Sunday night, but it's here tonight.
Paul George in the corner. He'll try to line up the 3.
For George, 30 points, 13 here in the third.
Wow. Thunder have the toughest remaining schedule in the NBA. Deep attempt.